School's out for the summer, and so we're hitting pause on our DIY projects to take our young family on the biggest road trip we've ever taken. We'll be loading up our trusty minivan and driving over 2,000 miles through some of the most beautiful parts of Colorado. This trip is going to be full of ups and downs and totally random weird stuff. So buckle up and join us for the Summer Adventure Series.
Really quick, we want to take a pause and say thank you to Green Chef for sponsoring today's video. Green Chef is a CCOF certified organic meal kit company that helps you cook clean, delicious dinners week after week with step-by-step recipes and pre-measured premium ingredients that save you time. So basically, they provide everything for you and make it super easy. There are options for every lifestyle, including keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, fast and fit, Mediterranean, and gluten-free. If you're working hard to live a healthy lifestyle, Green Chef can help. With pre-portioned, easy-to-follow recipes delivered right to your door, it's never been easier to hit your wellness goals. Green Chef can also save you time by taking care of the meal planning, grocery shopping, and most of the prep week after week, so you don't have to. They have choices for breakfast, lunch, and dinner that fit your healthy lifestyle. Plus, their always changing variety of easy-to-follow recipes means there's something new to discover each week so you never get bored. I don't know about you, but the thing I dread the most with meal planning each week is figuring out what exactly to put on the menu and then all of the tedious prep work at the end of a busy day. Green Chef has provided some much needed and delicious variety to our meals and given me a nice break from the planning and prep, making weeknight dinners so much more enjoyable. And just in case you're wondering, Green Chef is now owned by HelloFresh to offer a wider array of meal plans. For this week, I went with paleo meals, so we'll be trying the creamy ancho turkey soup, the Italian shrimp and creamy rice, which is actually cauliflower rice, and the lemon basil caper pork, which I'm really excited about because I love capers. Now our viewers can enjoy both brands at a discount with us. So if you're interested in trying Green Chef, be sure to use our code DIYWife60 to get 60% off and free shipping on your first box. Go to greenchef.com for more details.
We chose a beautiful morning to start our big adventure. It's time for the big adventure.
We gotta load this thing up first. See if we can fit it all.
We're hoping for an absolute miracle from the magical minivan. Item number 1. And this adventure is not just us this time. We've got a whole crew with us. Got it.
That's how you do it. Don't use the button.
So after another packing miracle from the minivan, we were ready to leave our small town behind and begin the biggest journey that our young family has ever taken.
Here we go.
We're now embarking on the largest road trip that our kids have ever taken. That we've ever taken.
Yay!
Today's leg of the journey would take us from deep in the heart of Texas, 7.5 hours north into the panhandle of Texas to a town called Amarillo. It was going to be a long drive, but we were ready for it because we knew we'd see lots of cool things along the way, and we brought trip snacks. Didn't take long to bust out the trip snacks. What you got there? Chocolate covered bloobs.
These are good. But we ate most of the bag before we even left.
Hey, good, brother! Yes! Hey, can I have some of the chocolate covered blueberries? They're all gone.
They're all gone.
Did you eat them?
No, somebody munched them before the trip.
And another hour into the trip, we had our first sleeper. Well, it didn't take long. We've already got one sleeping. He's under this blanket here. But it's kind of hard to blame him because nothing could put a young man to sleep like the endless flat fields of Central Texas. Or maybe he's just not old enough to appreciate the quiet beauty that's found deep in the heart of our great state. An hour and a half into our trip, we strolled into a little town that you might be familiar with, Waco, Texas. And that's when I received a call from an old friend. Chip and Jeff. Hey Chip, how's it going, man?
Hey Dean, I heard you guys were in town and just wanted to see if you want to grab lunch.
Well, Chip, I don't mean to disappoint, but we actually are headed straight through town. We're on our way to Colorado.
Oh man, I was hoping we could get together and we could have our rematch.
Hey, I know you wanted your arm wrestling rematch, but that's gonna have to happen in a few weeks. We're gone for a while.
Alright then, understood. I'll catch you when you get back.
Alright, keep it greasy. Talk to you later, Chip.
Bye-bye.
So after passing through Waco, we continued our journey north and were encouraged by a fellow minivan rider. At 3 hours in, we had another sleeper on our hands, and we finally reached Dallas-Fort Worth, which is where both Andrew and I grew up. And being 3 hours into a road trip means that it's time for round 2 of Trip Snacks.
Hey, can you open this?
Mango?
No.
You ain't going for
Okay, fine. Give me a piece, little puppy.
it. I'll get it.
Dude, you want one?
Yeah.
Try again. Here it comes. Levi, do you want one? It's right behind your back. Now, in all seriousness, we packed more than just trip snacks. We actually made lunches for everyone before we left so that we could spend as much time on the road as possible. Ready? But having all the food in the world can't stop you from unforeseen potty emergencies. We need a bathroom, stat! Yeah, I'm not seeing any bathrooms. I guess we go on to greener pastures, maybe? And hope a kid doesn't pee their pants? Looks like a winner. Can we use your potty?
Get gas before we go.
That'll do. All right, everybody go. It's a mandatory potty break. If one goes, we all go. Morning. Hey, dude, you gotta have shoes, bro.
Got it.
Little driver change. Is that all right with you? Thanks, Bud. As we continued our trek north, having full stomachs and empty bladders couldn't save us from the boredom. Ah, my butt hurts! So bored! But right about the time the boredom was about to eat us alive, we came across some really interesting landmarks. Whoa, look at the windmills. You may not know this, but Texas actually has more wind turbines than any other state in the US. And over 11,000 of those wind turbines are found right here in North Texas. And it was certainly mind-boggling to see how many wind turbines there are, but it was also mind-boggling to see how big these things are. It's hard to capture it on camera, but these things are colossal. It's crazy like how many of these there are. It just keeps going and going. And if the wind turbines weren't enough to break us out of our boredom, then the next thing that was about to happen certainly would. Whoa, look at the plane.
We're filming it landing. Thanks for the entertainment.
Thank you for rescuing us from our boredom. So with a fresh pep in our step, onward we journeyed, and wouldn't you know it, we kept running into our fellow minivan rider. Dude, our minivan compadre is still with us hours later. I'm telling you,
cool.
We've stopped, they've stopped, but we're back together again. Minivans stick together, guys.
Are they following us?
Well, maybe actually. This is getting weird. 35 minutes later, we're still together. Minivans stick together, brothers.
They're leading now though. Are we following them?
At 5 hours into this trip, it was time to pull over for our first gas stop.
We gotta switch. I can't film. I'm so bad at this. Oh, it's got a lens cap. I was like, why is it black?
And of course, to restock on trip snacks. Nice. On the road again. So with a fresh tank of gas and a fresh handful of trip snacks, we got back on the road for the final leg of our journey. We were definitely starting to get a little stir crazy.
I'm terribly sorry about all this. You must be.
The kids did their best to pass the time with some great arts and crafts. I think they've started a finger knitting extravaganza back in the back. But even with all of that, we still had quite a while until we got to Amarillo. We're getting so close. After what feels like years.
This last bit feels so long. I keep looking at the ETA and I'm like, it's only been 1 minute. I think because you know you're close, it's like, we're almost there. Okay, we're almost there.
So instead of boring you with the last hour of our drive, we figured now would be a good time to explain why we're doing this summer adventure series. So we wanted to pause for a second and talk about why are we doing this summer adventure series as opposed to doing DIY projects all throughout the summer like we have the last 2 summers.
So reason number 1 is Texas is really hot.
So if you remember back to last summer, we were doing a home renovation and sometimes we were outside, like say spraying door fronts, and it was brutal how hot it was. And then the summer before that, we were outside again doing furniture flips, and it's just way too hot to be working outside in Texas during the months of June, July, and August.
The second reason is that it's summer and our kids are home and we have just been talking and dreaming of doing something together as a family.
Yeah, we just wanted to do something this summer where we involve our kids, we make them a part of the journey and the adventure. So we've been concocting and planning this extraordinary adventure that we could just totally blow our kids away with and hopefully make some memories that they'll never forget.
And then third and lastly is really just needing a creative break. And I have found that especially in creative realms like design and really even like your videography and storytelling, but especially things like home design and coming up with projects and stuff, I need like a little bit of a break to stay inspired and to get out and to do something different so that I can come back and then want to do the projects again, because we also feel like the best content we can provide is when we are really inspired by what we're doing. And so taking a break, changing things up a little bit makes it where I'm just getting fresh ideas and I can't wait to get back into the projects because that's how I normally operate and do the projects.
So those are the reasons that we are totally changing things up this summer, but I don't think there's anything to be disappointed about because we're going to be visiting some of the most beautiful places in the US and making some absolutely incredible memories, and of course bringing you along for the entire journey, and we are so excited about it. So let's get back into the trip. So finally, after nearly 8 hours on the road, we had arrived in Amarillo, Texas. We're going to Hollywood! But more than just being excited about finishing our long drive, we had a special surprise in mind to share with our kids. Should we tell them the story of the place we're staying tonight?
So we had something come up with the Airbnb that we had originally booked and it ended up falling through. But the good news is that we booked a different place and it is really epic, or at least it looks like it in the pictures.
Basically, it's even better than the original, and we haven't shown them any pictures or anything. We're just gonna let them show up and enjoy the glory. Are you excited, Levi?
Yeah. Yahoo! I'm excited. Yahoo!
I can see your excitement. Riley, are you excited?
Yes.
I'm excited. I've only seen pictures. Let's go see this thing. This Airbnb had spacious, open concept living spaces, but the real reason we picked it was because they practically had a game room upstairs and our kids were beside themselves. All right, we've been running around going crazy. Let's slow down, back up, and give everyone a tour.
Okay, so the downstairs, you walk in through the front door. We've got a nice little dining area here, kitchen, which is great. And then there's 2 bedrooms downstairs. And then this house actually has 5 bedrooms, so our kids are so excited. They each get their own bedroom. And there's a lot of noise because there's a lot of games. All right, now we'll show you the upstairs really quick. There's a huge game area and then 3 bedrooms upstairs. So we have a hall bathroom here that 2 of the bedrooms share, and then there's the main primary bedroom with its own bathroom right here. All right, and then this is our bathroom. It's huge. It has this, I guess, some kind of fancy jacuzzi tub, and I think maybe that's like a steam shower because it's fully enclosed and it has electricity going to it. So I don't know, but it looks kind of cool and fancy.
The kids have a pretty serious foosball tournament going on here. It's getting really heated.
Oh! 1-0. We got pretty good.
But before we went to sleep, there was one more surprise waiting for us outside. I've spotted a wild bunny. Apparently, there's a lot of rabbits around here, and we would see them every night and every morning.
All right, looky here, but stay quiet. I've just spotted a little baby rabbit feeding just outside our doorstep.
Well, it's day 2. Everybody's awake. We've got delicious breakfast going, but we're trying to see if the trails at Palo Duro Canyon are going to be open. So we're keeping our fingers crossed because they've been closed for a long time due to a lot of rain. And that's the main reason why we came to Amarillo. So we're just hoping and praying and checking their website, and hopefully they're going to open the trails back up because it has dried up a lot in the last few days, but we'll see. We planned this trip months in advance, so it would have been impossible for us to foresee this, but we had potentially chosen one of the worst times to come to Amarillo, as they were experiencing some real flooding issues. So all we could do was enjoy a great breakfast together and hope for the best. And finally, on our 9th game of foosball, we got some really, really good news.
Asher, those trails are open. They literally like just posted. I checked their Instagram for Palo Duro Canyon. That's so exciting. All right, the trails are open. We are so excited because just last night we were like, we don't know what we're gonna do. But we're gonna pack lunches real quick and try and head out as soon as possible because it is gonna be hot today. In Palo Duro Canyon, you're just out in the baking sun, so we gotta hurry.
This is wise when going into a canyon in the panhandle of Texas, or you know what, anywhere in Texas for that matter. All right guys, time to go. Once we finally got everything and everyone loaded up, we were ready to make our 30-minute drive to Palo Duro Canyon.
Look at all the water here. I don't think that's supposed to be there.
And this day was special, and not just because the trails had opened up to us last minute, but this day marked a really special occasion for us personally.
All right, so we are driving to Palo Duro Canyon. This is it's close to Amarillo, Texas. We're in the Texas Panhandle. It is often called the Grand Canyon of Texas. And the last time we were here was 15 years ago. Look, we're starting to see it. Anyway, last time we came here, it was 15 years ago because we actually, for our honeymoon, road trip to Colorado, and we stopped in Amarillo to hike Palo Duro Canyon on our way there. And today is actually our 15-year anniversary, and so this just feels so special. We're taking our kids 15 years later. I haven't been back since then. I haven't been to Colorado since then, and our kids have never been, and so this is just crazy.
So basically, we came here on the 2nd day of our marriage, and now we're here exactly 15 years later with 4 kids in tow, you know?
All of our trails are open.
Great. Okay, cool. Awesome, thank you.
Once we got inside the park, we went ahead and pulled over to get our first real look at Palo Duro Canyon. Palo Duro Canyon is the second largest canyon system in the US, stretching about 120 miles in length and being up to 800 feet deep. One of my favorite things about the canyon is its beautiful colors and incredible rock formations. And we plan to see some of those rock formations up close and personal by hiking the Lighthouse Trail. Well, Dean did his job for the day. This is wise.
So we are on the Lighthouse Trail, which if you've seen pictures of Palo Duro Canyon, probably what you've seen pictures of is the big lighthouse rock. It's almost 6 miles round trip, so we're hoping our kids can hang in there. They've done trails this long before, but we'll see. It's getting a little toasty already.
Just want to get an interview with the hiker on trail. How's it going so far, sir?
Good.
Camera guy, always falling behind, but I can see the lighthouse tower in the back. Right there. And it's kind of exciting. We haven't been back in 15 years. It's insane. This trail has a real rugged beauty to it, and it looks like it's just cut straight out of the stone, and we loved it.
So you would think that's the trail, but that was the wrong way.
That's why.
This is actually the right way.
The first rock formation you encounter is called Capitol Peak, and it's quite the sight to behold. And for the next mile or so, you're basically hiking in the shadow of this beautiful rock formation.
I can see why the trails have been closed up until today, because you can still see where it's pretty wet and it's just like starting to dry on the top. But our timing could not be better on this though, because it's not very crowded either.
And of course, when you're 6 years old, it's always the right time for a snack break. Man, this kid's a hiking genius. He's coming out with new techniques here. He's hiking with a bag of chips in hand. I mean, snack as you go. It's pretty brilliant, really. Might have to take him up on that idea. Figured I would try the hike and chip method, hike and snack. Works pretty well. We were making some great progress, even with our little tag-along bringing up the rear.
And along comes the pokey little puppy. This guy loves to stop and smell the chips, doesn't he? And the pokey little puppy comes through, baby!
Boy, you're sweaty.
The grind is hard.
Actually, I think I'm fine.
This really is a beautiful trail. There's a lot of variation from dirt to rock. The view is always changing. It's really pretty so far. But it was definitely getting hot outside. We've been hiking for almost an hour and we had a decision to make.
How far have we gone, Mom?
We're over halfway out to the lighthouse.
And then we gotta come back, yeah?
And then we gotta come back, yeah. What's your vote? Keep going or quit early?
Our little troopers decided to march on, and after a while we were starting to see the lighthouse in the distance.
So close, but so far.
I've become a canyon Sherpa. I am for hire. My rate's pretty steep, you know. I'll do it for water and chips. I know that's kind of a big price, but I'll carry your bags. And unexpectedly, we were treated to an exhibition by the world's strongest beetle.
Look, it's pushing it with its back legs.
Yeah.
Roll that dookie ball, son.
Don't you want to help him?
Oh!
Got it.
The trail was definitely getting long, so we decided to pause, sit down, grab some more water and a snack.
We're gonna get to the top one of these years, you know? Final push.
And as awesome as this trail was, the push to the top was no joke, especially when you're carrying around a 6-year-old.
Holy smokes, this is steep.
But finally, after one last push, we had reached our destination and it was totally worth it. This is the Lighthouse, Palo Duro Canyon's most iconic rock formation. It stands at 300 feet tall, and when I'm standing at the base of it, I just look like a little ant. There's also this really cool rock bridge connecting the lighthouse to another rock formation nearby. And this bridge gives you 360 degrees of beautiful Palo Duro Canyon views. And maybe it was the recent bad weather, but we basically had the lighthouse all to ourselves. After reveling in the views for a while, it was time for us to hike back down and start the long, hot journey back to our car.
Hey,
Yeah.
we've gotten down and only about an hour hike left back to the car at 2 p.m. in the 90-degree heat.
Oh my gosh.
Go fast.
I'm trying to go fast.
I'm carrying 3 backpacks,
And we're like
2 in the backpack, 1 on the front, plus a water bottle and the camera. She's carrying the little one, and you know, we're just trying to get back as fast as we can.
And after a while, it just kind of felt like we were in one of those movies.
Water.
It is so hot.
Water.
And finally, nearly 4 hours after we started this journey, we had made it back to the car.
You know what the only fitting reward is?
Slushies.
Sonic! Yeah, baby.
But today's adventures weren't quite over. After a refreshing drink and a nice long rest at home, we decided to head into town and try out the iconic Big Texan Steakhouse. If you've never heard of this place, it's famous for its free 72-ounce steak. Well, it's free if you can eat the entire 72-ounce steak in less than an hour. The fastest time that was ever recorded was actually by a 125-pound woman named Molly, who ate the full 72-ounce steak in only 4 minutes and 58 seconds. This 72-ounce steak challenge has even been featured in movies like Waking Up in Reno, starring Billy Bob Thornton and Patrick Swayze. And this restaurant has also been featured in several TV shows like Anthony Bourdain's No Reservations. Let's go! This place kind of feels like they've mixed in a state fair with a restaurant and even a movie set. You can even stay in their own Western-style motel, which includes, I'm not even kidding, a Texas-shaped pool. And little did we know, we were in for one of the most unique dinner experiences we had ever had. In fact, there were so many things to take in, it was almost a bit overwhelming.
I believe it's time to pick up your gun and hunt for dinner.
Sight it in! And for some of our kids, it was kind of a strange experience.
This whole environment makes me kind of nauseous. I find this stuff disturbing.
It's weird, is it weird?
And I don't know why they would think this place was weird. But one thing's for sure, this place was definitely a Texas country experience.
Kids, this is fascinating, it really is. Partner? Oh, yeah!
It's my favorite restaurant.
Really?
Favorite restaurant.
Holy smokes, brother, it's past our kids' bedtime.
Maybe I'll try and fall asleep in the car.
That's probably a good idea.
When we finally got into bed, everyone was exhausted and ready for a long night's sleep. Little did we know, the weather had something up its sleeve for us, and we would get woken up multiple times in the middle of the night.
Are you having trouble sleeping?
I'm not going back to sleep. This is so scary.
Yeah, so it thunderstormed like so much last night, and we're feeling full of energy this morning, you know what I mean? But thankfully, everything's cleared up. We're packing up, and we're ready to leave this joint.
Morning. We're gonna need some extra coffee today. Maybe we'll find some good coffee stuff.
Asher, I like your cowboy hat.
I'm a cowboy.
You're what?
I'm a cowboy.
As we were getting everything packed up, I was starting to have some legitimate concerns about the mud in the driveway. All right, so as they're packing up inside, my job is to help get our van out of the mud and onto the concrete so we can actually load up. Let's hope for the best on this one. But thankfully, minivans are basically Jeeps, and so we were able to get it in position to load everything up. I think my strategy is gonna be to go fast. One, two, three. All right, that's a few things down and about 99 more to go. 98 more to go. So finally, after we packed everything up, we were ready to hit the road and head north to our next adventure. So that wraps up our Amarillo leg of this trip, and man, it was awesome.
Yeah, we realized in hindsight, because of the storms last night, we literally got the one day that the Palo Duro Canyon State Park was opened, like within the past few weeks, and it's probably going to be closed for the next at least week after the torrential downpours we got last night.
So we're super grateful for that. Feels like a godsend. And the house we stayed in was really cool. The kids loved it, and they literally played 59 games of foosball. But now we journey on, and if you thought the last part of this trip was exciting, it's about to get a lot more exciting as we are currently driving into Colorado to an incredible cabin on tons of acreage, and then we're going to a massive canyon again. We'll see you in the next part of this adventure.
Hello, my name is Bob. Yeah.
What is it?
The tarantula. Oh my God.
All right. The adventure's already started. We got a tarantula. You're looking super cute on the trail today. What's your secret?
Nothing.
All right. DIY